It's like a ghost town. The whole neighborhood is covered in a thick layer of smoke. There's a half moon in the sky, which is very red and very faded because of the smoke. The sky is also extremely red and orange. It's a bloody sky. Maybe because of the smoke, the lights are refracting or reflecting whatever the phenomena is in a way that um, the sky looks like orange red. Just the very, very top part of the dome of the sky looks like it's a bit less red, but the rest of the sky, especially the lower parts of the sky, are very, very orange and red. So everything is covered in a thick layer of smoke, and it's chilly, and somehow it's also dark tonight. Like, I think not a lot of street lights are on right now, and a lot of the buildings that I'm used to seeing lit up are not lit up. The park, there's a park at the back of my house which usually have some lights on there, and those are completely turned off. And I think a lot because of the smoke, also, like, the visibility is not that high, so I can't see very far, so not a lot of lights from the faraway places and the commercial area. And also, it seems quieter tonight. I don't know. I mean, you might hear some people or a few cars or dogs occasionally, but not how it usually is at this time of the night. It's like 8 p.m., and at this time, it's usually very active, but right now it's not, and it's like dark, and then it's red, and it's cold and smoggy, so it's literally looking like a ghost town, a horror scene. Not horror, but like those mystery thriller kind of scenes where it's like abandoned old towns kind of thing. The smog issue has been really, really bad, especially in my country and especially in my city. It's been the worst, and it's literally a health hazard to be outside. And I'm outside right now, sitting inside the smoke. Like, I shouldn't be here. It's a health hazard. I am risking my health right now. But what do I do? Because I feel suffocated inside the house. I keep wanting to come up here, especially since it's a lot colder now. So I want to come up, but it's like so smoky. And today I feel like it's extra bad because I do come up here, but sometimes, like, not sometimes, every single time, it was like, the smoky smell of the air and just the smoke itself. It gets in my eyes, it gets to my head, it makes me have a headache, and doesn't feel good. So I don't stay up here for more than a minute or something, and I go back because, well, I just can't be here. But inside, I'm just like tired. We're kind of in a lockdown situation, sort of, because of the smoke. It's that bad. Schools have given off. We have shifted to online classes in schools and colleges, not so much in universities. And otherwise, the markets are closing earlier. And it's sort of like a lockdown situation, sort of. It's giving me, wow, very loud bike. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about it yet, like the lockdown, but I really want to be up on the rooftop, especially in the cold weather. Like right now, it's really, really cold. Like it's not even, I can't say it's like autumnal chill. It's literally a winter chill. Like it's very cold. And maybe it's because of the cold that the smog is not getting to my nerves that bad. I shouldn't be up here for a long time. And I'm not even wearing a mask. Oh my god. Please don't learn from my example. And if I get sick, you know why. I shouldn't be here right now. But I don't have a mask and I don't want to go down. Just maybe I should speak quickly or something. But I literally just came up here and the sky was so red and the moon was red and faded and I could visibly see that the neighborhood was quite darker than usual and it was quiet and not a lot of sounds and not a lot of lights and this was just I was just like, wow, it looks like a ghost town, you know? So that made me on my recorder and just start recording. Oh my god, there's a wind. It's very cold. Chilly wind. So I guess we can say that winter is coming, even though I literally haven't started wearing winter clothes or like cozy stuff because inside the house it's not that cold yet. Although last night I was feeling really cold when I was sleeping, so maybe I should get out my blanket. I really hate taking blankets, so I would pretty much prefer from not taking anything to straight up going to my quilts because I don't like blankets. Yeah. So the town, it is a ghost town. And this is like making me remember when I was like, wow, this looks like a ghost town. I was like, what is a ghost town? You know, I've heard the phrase and I can use the word, but what does it mean? And I was thinking about all the shows that I've seen where they have called the town a ghost town, you know, mostly abandoned places. And I actually really like that vibe. And I was thinking maybe in some episodes of the anime Dororo, there are some towns which are like empty-ish and there are demons living there, etc. And then I was thinking maybe in Samurai Champloo, I remember two episodes in which they were in like these abandoned sort of places. Then I think there's this anime movie which is very quiet movie and it's called The Girl from Outside. And the places they visit are also like abandoned towns and neighborhoods and just woods. So yeah, that as well. And what else has this ghost town vibe? There's this anime called Shinjiki no Bahamut, and I think in the second season, or no, maybe in the first season. No, I'm not so sure. First or second season, they go to this town where everyone is dead, and then later on they come up as zombies and stuff like that. But initially, the town was empty and nobody was there, and that was a ghost town. And I'm thinking really hard of any other examples. I think the TV series End of the Effing World has a very silent kind of vibe to it. It's like most of the places our protagonists are going to are very abandoned and like quiet places in England. And I think they don't shove it in our face that it's set in old times, like I don't know, maybe 90s or 80s, maybe 90s, I don't know. But it is not set in the present era. So I don't know, that somehow maybe gives it more of this ghostly or like abandoned or quiet type of vibe. Then I was recently, because it's like autumn and everybody somehow loves to read in autumn, and I've not read anything since I think the same time last year, like autumn last year. Since then, I haven't really read much of anything. I've tried on and off and read some pages or some things, or maybe more than some pages. Like I've tried, but I can't count anything as like I've read a lot. So I was seeing like a lot of people were reading, and I love autumn and autumnal vibes and books. So I was missing uh, The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue, which I was reading about this time last year. And that also has this kind of, not exactly a ghost town vibe, but this girl, or maybe I should not spoil it for you, but like the book is set in two timelines. One is the present timeline, which is like 2014 or something, and the other timeline is, I think it's the 1800s, or maybe it was the 17s or 16s. No, I think it's the 1800s, like some century yes, some other century it was. And I really, really loved reading the chapters which were set in the history. And there's this main character who is going from town to town and places to places, and these places are not abandoned, but she tries to be out of sight, or like, I can't really explain it without spoiling it. So yeah, that has sort of like a abandonment or like ghostly kind of vibe to it. So I was missing that a lot. And yeah, I think that counts as the ghost town vibe, I guess. Maybe like slightly. I really, really like stories when it comes to watching something, like a video, like a TV show or anime or a drama. I really prefer the ones that are set in the 90s, like specifically 90s and 80s. I love those shows. But when it comes to books, I don't know if I care that much about it being set in 90s, but I love the stories which are set in like really back in the history, like 1800s, 1700s, or like the 15th century. I love those stories, and it's a plus if they're set in England, but anywhere is fine, I guess, as long as it's like really back in the history. I love those stories. And talking about all this, and especially all my For You pages and algorithms, it's been making me want to read again, and I so want to read again. Or read, not, let's just not say read again as if like I haven't read anything, but I haven't read anything. So yeah, I just want to pick up a book and enjoy the story and actually be able to read it, because maybe because of my life and just like work and other things, just like life has exhausted me so much that I can't seem to read, I can't seem to write. I love to write. I just really, really love to write, and words and elaborate language and descriptions of, you know, even the most mundane things, and like maybe describing the sky every night. I love that, because every night sky, every day sky, morning, evening, afternoon, all the skies, they're very different, and you can explain them, and you can make them, like, they're already unique, but you can show that uniqueness with the choice of your words and your descriptions. And I love that sort of thing. And I love writing about like patterns over things, and the setting of a room, and how someone is sitting, or Okay, that's really loud. Let them pass. Yeah, how someone is sitting, how someone is presenting themselves outwardly, but what they're actually going through inwardly. I love that, and I want to write again, but there's just this. I can't even call it a writer's block. I just feel like I've lost it. That ability to write and that ability to be able to express what your mind has, you know. And I've experienced a writer's block before, and this seems different. Maybe just I'm just like so exhausted that I've just maybe if I'll get out of it, then the words will come back on their own. But then again, I won't get out of it. This is just life now, you know. This is one of those, I guess, transitions my mind and my body would have to adapt to, because this is just life. You will have to work. I am not a teenager anymore. I'm not a 20-year-old even. You know, I'm graduated and I work and I will have to work for from now till maybe I'm in an old age home, which hopefully I'm not there, and hopefully my kids keep me. Or maybe it's not that bad thing. Anyways, let's not delve into that. Yeah, but like I'll have to work and I'll have other things eventually as well. So maybe my brain just needs to adapt and realize that this is not a temporary situation. Then again, I think people who love their jobs or who love what they do or who have some sort of passion, they're not as mentally tired as I am. I used to think, I used to believe, and other people never opposed that as well, that I speak at a normal pace and I speak like slowly, but I feel like on my podcast I've been realizing that maybe I don't speak that slowly, or maybe it's just that some lines come into my mind and I'm just like let them out quickly, and then I take a pause and then I speak a line quickly again and then I take a pause. Maybe I do that. Anyways, that is a tangent. Come back to what we were talking about. Actually, even what we were talking about was a tangent. We were talking about ghost towns, and then I started talking about books, and then from there I started talking about writing, and then from there we are here somehow. So, backtrack, ghost towns. It's inspiring somehow. You know how this is related somehow. I don't know. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, I don't know if you know. Oh my god, what am I even? I don't know if you do it, but I feel like everybody does it. That you have the months of the year in a certain order in your brain, like you have this sort of like a pattern or like a diagram in your brain of how you visualize the order of the months or whatever it is. I don't know if you have it or not, and if you're understanding what I mean by this, but like it's a thing like there's a very specific um, order or like a diagram in which I see or visualize the months of the year in my brain. And similarly, there are specific colors that I associate with the months of the year, the months of the calendar. Whenever that month's name comes up, I think that color also pops up in my brain. Anyways, I was thinking that the color that I associate with November is, well, it's literally cliche, the most basic color that you associate with November. Anyways, it's like a very dark shade of orange, or like orangey red color. And yeah, I know it's nothing out of the ordinary. November is orange, I think, for most people. If you have like blue or purple color for November, that makes you unique, but I'm pretty much like cliche. And yes, I associate the color of orange with November, and I was just thinking that this whole scenery of my neighborhood, how it's looking like right now, this very orangey, reddy, smoky, faded, ghostly, literally, image is exactly how I would visualize something to be in November, minus the smoke. Like I wish that it was fog and not smog, but it is smog. And I wish that the smog part gets subtracted from the fog part so it can just be fog and I can enjoy it. And I'm starting to feel a little bit congested up here. It's really not easy. It's really not. And I wish I could show you how the town is looking like right now. It's literally enveloped, engulfed by this smog. And it's so red and so dark and so cold. Yeah, it's a ghostly picture. And uh, take care of the environment, guys. This is all our fault. It's nobody else's fault, it's our fault. We allowed it to happen, we contributed for it to happen. And yes, one person changing won't change it, won't better the situation, but we can all try. We can all try. Just be mindful about the conservation of our environment. Don't waste water, don't put fires to the garbage or something, and use public transport as much as you can, or walk if you can, literally. And yeah, what else? Like lots of things. Plant trees and water your gardens and lawns, and just be mindful about everything and don't make a lot of trash. And there are ways you can reduce your trash. So maybe look into that and do that. Be an environmentalist. We really need that. We're literally dying. I'm literally breathing poison right now. I'm literally, like, on the news channels, it's like being written on flash, in big flashes of bold letters, like poisonous air, don't go outside, alert, like poisonous air. And I'm, well, literally standing in that very poisonous air without a mask. I suck, and I'm gonna have to bear the consequences of this, but don't be like me. And yeah, not minus the that it's hazardous to health. It's a vibe. Oh my god. Like I said, if you just minus the smoke from the smoke, it's a vibe, the November vibe. And it's making me a little bit inspired, and hopefully I'll be able to read something. I was thinking maybe if I am really craving something from the older centuries, like 18th, or not 18th, like 17th or 16th centuries, maybe I should pick up a book like that. I think I mentioned in my some episode of Winter that I was reading Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, and I had read like a few chapters, a few pages, like 2, 3 chapters maybe at that point, and that was last year winter, and I still am on that page because I haven't read anything since then of that book. But it's set in a very old time. It's set in the time of Shakespeare, and I haven't read anything since then, so maybe I should pick up that book. But in summer, I started reading The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Very old book, very good book. The classic, you know, what is that called? Epitome of dark academia. And I started that book, and I'm quite some pages in. I'm like 100 pages in, but the book is like 600 almost pages long. So it's not that bad that I'm 100 pages in, but I started reading that in the summer, and I played the audiobook as well as I was reading it because I thought that maybe reading it while listening to the audiobook will make it easier, and it did make it easier. But it's just that I stopped at some point, and it's been like a few months that I haven't read anything. I tried one day, read only like a half of a page, and that was it. So maybe I can pick that up again, and maybe I can listen to the audiobook, the system that I was going with initially to get myself back into reading. Maybe I can listen to the audiobook as well as reading. Just like, I'll just try. I'll see what I can do. Maybe these are the two books that I'm leaning towards, Hamnet and The Secret History, but maybe I'll just pick up something totally new, and then leave it at midpoint. Someone's shouting in the background. I hope you cannot hear them. Keep quiet. Some guys are playing badminton, I guess. Go inside. It's not healthy to be outside right now, says me, who's been here for like more than 20 minutes speaking, breathing in this poisonous, bad air. Oh, the moon is literally very, 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 very faded right now. Like, wow, it's literally gone. How much more smog has come since I've been here? It wasn't as faded before. So I think it's getting bad, and I should go back. This wasn't supposed to be a podcast episode at all, and I'm sorry I've been like this recently, but then again, a little bit of my life's motto is something's better than nothing, so I don't want to keep you guys on bits and pieces, but well, it has a bit of a topic, I guess. Um, anyways, I think I will post this, and I hope you enjoy it too. Yeah, best of luck everybody with the smog for all the people in all the countries that is suffering from smog, and rest of the people also best of luck for life. I just take care of the planet, please. Like, I'm breathing poison right now. Please listen to me, and let's just hope it rains. Oh God, we just desperately need lots of rain. Imagine how acidic and how bad the first rain after all this horrendous smoke would be. Man, oh God, can't even imagine how poisonous that would be, even bad for the plants. Okay, anyways, wish me luck, wish that I don't get sick after this, because it's literally so bad. Anyways, I'm going now. Drink lots and lots of water. Bye.